Hey, hey. Okay, it gave me a little warning that said, moderation helps everyone feel safe. Well, I am okay with it. So come on in. Hey, welcome to my page. My name is Heather, and this is Velvet and Vines Design. So this is my free Friday feature. I do it every Friday. It's free. Just want you to come on in. It's how to be a boho bada when it comes to home, holiday, and event decor. So I have been doing a series on every Friday night. So far everything's been live, but there could be some recorded ones. But the the premise is that it'll always be on a Friday, and it'll always have a boho theme. And our first one, we did what did we do? A hat wreath. And then we did a table decor piece that was on a slab of wood. That was last week's. And then this week we're going to do another style of a table decor piece, but we're going to use candlesticks. Now I have matching candlesticks, and so I am going to make them as a coordinating piece. I don't do matchy-matchy, so they'll be sisters, not twins. Maybe even cousins. but we're going to do one together, but I have enough here that it's going to be two pieces, which I like to do coordinating things, whether it's two table pieces or a table piece with a wreath or something like that. So come on in, say hi. I'm going to pull up so that I can see my live on this device just in case I get some visitors and you have some questions. That's one of the benefits of being live, is that you can ask questions. I'd be happy to answer them. If not, and you're on the replay and you want to say hi, I appreciate you being here. So, all right, let's see. Looks like it started. Also, if you're watching this and you're watching it from a web browser instead of inside the YouTube app, say that a couple of times fast. You probably can't make comments. You do have to be, to my knowledge, inside the YouTube app in order to make comments. So I can't really see my live yet, so that's making me wonder if y'all can see my live yet. Let's see. It could just be that my stuff is super slow. I'm going to go ahead and get things started, and I'll just come back and try to pull up comments. So if you are commenting and I can't see it, I apologize. It's I can't see that I'm even live yet, except for that my phone is lit up red. So we're gonna keep going. So this on the top of this candlestick is gaps and cracks. We've talked about this, but just in case you're catching this for the first time, I do want to catch you up on one of my favorite things. So if you're new to me, you're going to learn really quick that I have a couple of obsessions. One of them is pool noodles. The other is gaps and cracks. There's some others. I'll unleash them in good time after we build up a friendship. Just use it. So I can see there's some comments, but I can't see them from here. So what I do with gaps and cracks, and I love it so much, is because it's permanent, right? So a lot of the items that I make to sell. And I don't want my floral foam to fall off or come unglued, or I don't want someone to see a zip tie. I don't want any of those mechanic scenes. So the best thing that I have found is this great product called Gaps and Cracks, and it actually lets you make floral foam and make it adhere to anything you want to. So let me give you a couple of examples, and then I'll explain to you what this is. So you could use this on like an old shutter, and you could spray this on and then be able to do like a floral arrangement on it, on a wheel, a wagon wheel, just a piece of wood, just a plain old piece of wood, just smack dab in the middle of it. Don't even need a wire, a nothing. You just spray a little patty on it, let it dry for a day, come back, stick some florals in it, and it will never fall off. So that is the beauty of it. So what is this stuff really? So you get this stuff in any like home improvement store or section. So it can be in Walmart, and it'll be in like the same area as like your spray paint and things like that. You can get it in Dollar General. You can get it in Home Depot, Lowe's, all the places, right? So when you go to a home improvement store, then it's in a different section. It comes in various brands and makes. So this is one of them. I'm going to tell you why this is one you don't probably want to get if it's your first time, and I'll explain all of that to you. So I really like the one that's the GE, and it's called Gaps and Cracks. That's my personal favorite. But there's Loctite, there's this one, you know, they're all range and price as well, but they basically have the same purpose. The purpose of this is for windows and doors, or like leaky pipes, things like that. You put this stuff in and it's sticky and it oozes and it grows and it gets in that space and it fills out that space and expands, and then it hardens and it's there, right? For basically life, right? So therefore, when you're crafting with this, you want to protect your hands. You want to wear gloves, especially if you care about your nails. If you don't care about your nails, you still probably want to wear gloves, because it's sticky and disgusting, and it's going to feel like you have a gob of honey on your hand that you just can't get off. Like literally, just can't get off. No matter how many chemicals you use, you just can't get off. So you don't want to do it. Just use gloves. Your hair, protect your hair. Your clothes, if you care about them. Any of your furniture, if you care about it. So I always use like craft paper or old boxes or whatever, right? The other thing I want you to be really aware of is don't buy the ones that say this. See how that says 3 times down there? 3x, 3x. Yeah, that's what you don't want. You want the one that says 1x. Because what that means is it's going to expand that many its time. So you could put a small dollop and it's going to expand 3 times. You don't want that. That's what deforms like your centerpieces and things like that. Like, you got to be careful when you're using this stuff with metal. It can deform things, but it is amazing. So if you learn all of those little tips and tricks of all the little things of what to do, this stuff is like, you're gonna love it. So that's what this is. Okay, long and short of it, right? Oh, the can costs, depending on the brand that you use, anywhere from $3 and change to about $6 and change for the whole can. You can get a lot of projects out of that can. There is some theory that you can reuse the can. So there's some hacks, like you can use a Chanel stem or a pipe cleaner. You can use WD-40. There is one of the brands that the hose is bendable. So they say because it's bendable, it is able to be, like, you can clear the gaps and cracks out of it so it doesn't harden. And you can reuse it. It's like, the one I love is like $3 and change. I use the whole dang can. I have enough projects when I line them, when I'm going to use it, I have enough projects. And what I don't use, I make into these foam patties. Let me show you what that looks like, because they are amazing. So say I do have, like, let's say I get an order for something and I really need the gaps and cracks something, but I don't have a bunch of things. What I do with the rest of it is I take a piece of parchment paper, and I just spray it out like this in a huge patty, and then I cut off of it as I need to. So this is my floral foam. I don't go out and buy dry foam or hard foam. This is my floral foam. Okay, so for $3 and change, you get quite a bit out of it. Okay? So there is the long lesson, a little bit of gaps and cracks. I have some videos on my page about some projects so you can see what it looks like when you use it, and then what it looks like the next day. Okay, I'm going to try to pull up the live, friends. There we go. Oh. No. It's showing me my friend that was live but isn't now. Dang it. I just want to see comments, that's all. I can see that some of you are on here, and I would love to interact with you, but... Oh, I finally found it. Okay, I had to like totally go out and refresh. Okay, there we go. Tracy and Misty. Hey, Hater. Hey, how are you? Tom and Ben News. Nice to meet you. You'll finish busy tonight making some. Okay, no. This is YouTube. We're not doing that. This is not TikTok. Hi, Claire. Hi, Michelle. So glad you taught you the gaps and cracks. Yeah, okay. Is Tom and Ben gone? Tom, we'll have none of that shenanigans in here. This is not that kind of channel, okay? All right, so once I have, my candlestick here, I like to use, there's two things you can do to hide your gaps and cracks. You can use Spanish moss, which is this, in a bag. It's pretty messy, but I mean, it works, right? And it comes in really like a green color too, but my favorite is sheet moss. So it comes like this, and it's adhesive. right? And I like this size for my candlesticks because as you can see, it wraps just so perfectly. And then I use the bigger size for other table pieces or whatever. So first though, I like to make this nice and smooth so that that adhesive sheet moss goes over it so much nicer than if it wasn't. So, oh, hi, is it Chanel? Hi Chanel, hi Gab. Wait, Gab, do I remember you? Were you on Pinterest? Gab on Pinterest. Did you used to come to my Pinterest lives? Hi Marie, how are you? I actually had a lady, her name was Sherry, that used to come to all my Pinterest lives. Oh, she was the sweetest thing. And she did not have any other social media. Or she might have had YouTube, but I didn't do YouTube back then. But she didn't have any other social media. So when Pinterest stopped doing Pin TV, and I was only doing my lives on like Facebook and TikTok, you know, we lost touch. Or other than my pins on Pinterest, she would still comment on my pins. But she just joined Facebook and she messaged me. She's like, "It's me, Sherry. Remember from Pin TV?" I was like, "Hey." So Gab, is that you from Pin TV days? Oh, the gaps and you're so glad, Misty. The gaps and cracks stuff is amazing, is it not? That's pretty amazing. All right, so we just kind of made it a lot, you know, smoother, nothing crazy. We didn't take off anything substantial. It's still gonna hold just as much, because you know I'm gonna pack this baby full, so it's just gonna hold just as much, but it's gonna make this moss go a whole lot easier. So I just kind of measure around. I use my non-ribbon scissors. Do not use, if you are getting into this stuff and you have scissors that you are using on your ribbons and stuff like that, treat it just like you would, well, let me put this down here. Why am I saving that up there? Treat it just like you would fabric scissors. Addie, oh, Marie, Addie Clay, I know that. Yes, of course. No, it's not. It's me, but it's okay. You're doing remember me. Wait, it's not me, but it's okay. You're doing, you don't remember you. Gab on, were you on one of my other YouTube lives? Because sometimes there's been a couple I haven't seen all the comments. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you feel like I don't remember you. I apologize. But come on in. You're always welcome. I love that you're here. And I promise, I promise you I will remember your name. I get very good at names. Just ask my friends. Just ask my friends. But I know what that's like. That's a little frustrating, right? When people are like, when you're showing up and supporting people and they're like, you know what I mean? What? I promise you that is not who I am, so come on in. All right, so one thing that I do is I make sure with these table pieces, and I might have explained this with this the one that we did on the slab of wood, but with these table pieces, especially if you're selling them or if you're gifting them or if you're making them for decor for like an event or wedding, you have to imagine that there is going to be people who are going to be eye level with your piece. They're going to be sitting at a table like this and they're going to be staring at your piece, right? So they're not always going to be looking down and they're not always going to be looking at a distance. So you think about this just the same way that I tell you about your wreaths. Not everybody is going to come up to your door and be staring face onto your wreath. They're going to be coming up from the side. There's going to be maybe 2 or 3 people coming up to your door. You know what I mean? Like if it's great family holiday or whatever, and you want to make sure there's going to be tall people, short people. You want to make sure that they all see as the same pretty design that you made, right? So same to be said for this and with your mechanics. So all of that to say, I make sure that that moss, that adhesive moss, literally goes right up to the wood. So that way, excuse me, if someone is sitting at a table and they're sitting eye level, when they look, they don't see that line of gaps and cracks. They see, if anything, moss underneath of greenery. Sorry, I've been talking for a little while. All right, so I got that measured pretty nicely, right? But for the most part, you don't want any kind of doubling up on this sheet moss because if you do, it will start to become difficult for you to put your florals in. So now we take it and we just round it around. So see that, right? Really nice coverage, very nice and neat, right? And a whole lot easier than the Spanish moss, in my opinion. We're not done. We are going to cover this up. Excuse me. And so I'll just take a little piece like this, measure it, clip it, save the rest for later. Those little pieces come in handy. Now, I can tell you that over time, I have gotten a whole lot better about getting this sheet moss off of its adhesive back. But when I first started using this, there would be times it would take me 2 or 3 minutes to get that off. So, you know, as you get working with it, you'll get a lot more familiar with it and you'll get better with it, but don't get too frustrated, guys. I'm telling you, I promise you it's worth figuring it out. All right, so there you go. Honestly, if you want it like a little mushroom, right. All right. You were on my YouTube live. Oh, when I did the skeleton, that was one of my favorites. Yes. Well, thanks for being here, Gab. I appreciate you. Because the last name, you know, oh yeah, you're right, Marie. I wouldn't have recognized that. I'm glad that you told me though that you're Addie Claire Marie, because I wouldn't have put 2 and 2 together that you were that Marie. So thank you for telling me. Hey Terry, and Terry is Bella Creations. Oh, Terry, what was it? Remember you were telling me the other night? You're like, it's Terry, right? Did I remember it right? See, Gab, eventually I remember. All right, so this is gonna be boho. So I mean, you don't have to have palm or anything like that for it to be that, but it definitely does give you a nice little staple, and I like the look. So I'm going to use these plum ones so you get to see the color choice for tonight, and no ribbon. We're doing just straight up florals, no ribbon. Okay, so remember this has a sister piece, not twin, because remember, one's a little too, well, not remember, just see, this one's tilted, right? And this one's a little more up and down. So, see? All right, let's go in with this. Bella's Creative Corner, there we go. See, I get there. I told you, I'll remember. Once I tell you I'll remember, I'll remember. Ugh, let's turn this around. I'm going to use a pick. You don't have to. Oh, Lord. It's like I'm over here moving stuff. But I want this to be really secure in there. So we're going to give it a nice pick. And I'm going to make this so it's a 360 design so that it's pretty the whole way around. Okay. So we're going to do florals first. A lot of times I do a lot of greenery first, right? I do all of that, and we are going to go in with a load of it. But tonight we're doing florals first. So look at these beautiful plum colors. I want to get out all the, because these are I'm going to spread these between the 2 candlesticks, the flowers, the greenery, and the thistle, I'm also sharing between the 2. So look at this thistle. Oh my gosh. So we're sharing that between the 2. So what I want to do is take all of the ingredients that I'm sharing between the 2 designs. We're not using that. I had that out. I was looking at it to see if I wanted to. And let's have those out. So we got 3 and 3 here. Okay. So we'll put that. Actually, we'll put it in this over here. All right. We'll do 2 and 2 on this because I have 2 and 2. I have a whole nother bush of this if I needed it, but we'll go with this. All right, so I have 3 of these. Let's see. All of this stuff I have double of, so we're good. All right. So we're at least either going to do 2 on 1 and 1, or we'll just do 1 and 1. So let's see. Let's see what we got on this one. Remember, they're going to be sisters, not twins. If you were on as many venues as you wouldn't even be able to keep up with your... Aw. Terry. I am trying to exercise my mind so that I lessen my chances of getting the dementia. Right? No, seriously. All right, so this has 4. All right, so I think we're going to go with, we're going to do like this. Let's go like this, and then we'll see. And if I use this, then what I could do is I could add, ooh, look at this color. Look at that color. What do you think? I think yes. Let's do it. All right, let's add some of these. All right, I'm gonna add a couple of those little hydrangea pops. Oh, did I mess up that one? I have so much heavy, high stuff in that one that if I take something out of it and I don't keep it balanced, it's like, all right, so that's perfect. All right, let's go with that. All right, let's do the flowers first, friends. That was fun, right? Flowers first, friends. You already have a case? Yeah, well, listen, I say that it's, you know, my mother-in-law, who I love so much. Oh gosh, God gave me an amazing mother-in-law, my husband's mom. And I say that specifically because my husband's parents, like my parents, are divorced. Both are remarried, so he has a stepmom too and a stepdad. So I was just being clear, but she, yeah, I don't know. She took care of her mother, and her mother didn't pass until she was like 94, and that was just a year ago. But she was the caregiver of her mother, and she had dementia and then Alzheimer's. And I don't know how you get them together, but I guess you do, or you can. And at the end, I mean, my gosh, she was hardly 80 pounds because she just would refuse to eat, and everything was a fight. She wasn't herself. And I just saw that, and I was like, gosh, I hope I'm not, I hope my family doesn't, and they all love their mama, so they all were very grateful to take care of her. I'm just saying it was hard, right? Because she was a woman that never ever cursed a day in her life, and would curse them to like a fly whip. She would say all the F words and everything. They were like, Helen was like, I didn't even know my mom knew those words. I was like, well, what were you trying to do? I was figuring maybe she was like, I don't know, trying to do something. She was like, give her a shower. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, just give her a shower. I was like, okay. So anyway, old timers, yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Like I said, I absolutely adore her, and I'm very, very close to my father too, and I'm an only child. So I said, and my stepmother never had children, so she always, she's a she's a beautiful lady. She worries, right? And she's always worried that like who's gonna take care of her because she doesn't have any children. And I know she thinks that, so I tell her all the time. I'm like, Debbie, you go where my dad goes, and that means you go with us. And that means I'm going to take care of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've been in my life since I was 13. You are just like a mama, and you have been an amazing mom to my children. Like, would never leave you. So anyway, I always tease and say my dream is that we're going to build a barn dominium. And my youngest son is autistic. So chances are he'll probably be with us forever as well. That's fine. So I said, we're going to build a barn dominium. And my husband and I and crew, our son, will be in the one corner. And then the other corner we will have for my father and Debbie, my bonus mom, right? My dad and Debbie. And then the other corner we'll have for Bobby's mom and his stepfather, Steve, right? And then the fourth corner will be like guest quarters, you know, because we have two other sons. So they can come and stay or whatever, right? So that's I keep teasing that that's the plan. And Helen, Bobby's mom, is like, well, what are you gonna do? Like when I want, because she likes to shop, like home goods and stuff like that. She's like, what are you gonna do when I want to shop? And I'm like, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a she shed. I was like, and I'm just gonna put like all your stuff out there, and I'll give you a golf cart, and every day I'll just tell you we're going shopping, and it'll be the shed, and you'll never know any different. She was like, Heather, I'm like, we'll have it all set. And then the common area, this will be where we come for dinner time. We'll all have supper together. And then when everybody's sick of each other, we can all go to our own corners, and y'all can ride around on a golf cart, you know, and nobody can hurt each other in a golf cart. Like y'all can whack each other with your sticks when you're over it, you know. That's my dream. And then that way we're all together and just take care of them. So, I don't know. All right, so now we've worked around some of the cream and the plum. So I'm gonna go a little bit closer down. You can tell that where I use one high on the other side, I'll either go, actually I'm going to go higher with this one instead of low. You love that. Well, I love my daddy, so I'm for sure taking him. And yeah, so look, we're covering this up with all the flowers. Faux show. And same with Bobby's mom. She is an absolute saint of a woman. She is an amazing grandmother to our kids. She's just like the best mother-in-law you could ever ask for. She is so, so sweet. I adore her in every way. So, heck yeah. As long as I'm able, you know, if I'm not able and I'm not able to give them the care that they need, obviously I wouldn't be selfish over that. I would hate that they would have to go to like some kind of a facility, but if I was unable, for sure. But I just pray to God that I'm able. If and when, right? I love that. I love those colors, like the different change. It's almost like an ombre too, right? I didn't even realize how I did that. Yeah, look, Ginger was like, I love the colors. Come on in. Hey, Ginger. You live on 10 acres and one of your... Oh, I love that. Terry, I love that. See, we're talking about the move, right? Like, I don't want to live on the water anymore and like live on a little piece of land and that I can see my neighbors and all of that. Like I want to be in the country. So we've been talking about that, which is why we've been talking about the barndominium. Yeah, I was like, you know, we'll have it literally just like an assisted living home. We have horseshoes at 4, you know. Have pork barbecues on Saturday. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. My dad will love it. We'll have target shooting. Oh, they're like, ha, ha. Well, you say that. Then I tell Helen she's got to go shop from the she shed every day that she doesn't remember. She was like, what? That's... I was like, Helen, we're on a budget. I'm joking with her. They're good to us, right? All right, I love all of that. Love, love, love. All right, let's go in now with I feel like these are like more of a closing move. You want the oh, do you? You want the water now? I love where I live. I am not gonna lie. I love where I live. But it's just so expensive. We do live in a very like little hidden area down here where we are. It's very like sleepy. Very, very sleepy. But people are figuring it out. Like we've got our own little beach. We have a pier. And our pier has like a sliding board off of it. And it has a big pavilion on it. It's beautiful. It has like the little cleats all down. I'm using nautical terms, so if you're not on the water, you're probably like, what is a cleat other than a baseball cleat or a football cleat? But cleats are those little, you know, they're on a boat and they look like this and they sit up and then you can take the rope and you can go around, and that's called a boat cleat. Or you'll see them like on a dock, and that's where the people tie their boat ropes. Those are called cleats. So there's cleats all up and down the big dock that goes out, and that's so you can fish and crab off of it and everything. I'm like, it's awesome. And then we look out on acetig, so you can see all the acetig. You can hear, if it's a quiet day, you can sit like this and you can hear the roar of the ocean, like that's what you hear, because you have a bay in front of you, so you can hear it in the distance and you can see it. And at night you can see the glow of Ocean City. Like over here is like Wallops Island, so I can see all the shuttle launches and all of that, like it's ground zero, like it's right there. Like you see the whole like burst fire thing and everything. You feel the grounds like under your feet. Your whole house is shaking. So I mean, it's beautiful, but it's like you can't make any more of it. It's so expensive. So I think I want to trade it for privacy, I think. But I do love it. I feel so lucky. So lucky. Alright, I'm going over here with this one. I'm digging this. I don't know why I moved that. Like, this almost looks like this could be like a bridal bouquet. Like we got to add in some sprig of greenery in there between it. But honest to goodness, like, could you not use this as a cool bridal bouquet? I ain't hating it. All right, so I'm going to bring in this, and then we're going to bring in some phoenix fern. What team, what town, Terry, I am in, it's a small town called Snow Hill. So I look out on like Ocean City, Acetig, like I'm really close to, where I live in Snow Hill, I'm really close to Virginia. Greenbackville, Virginia is like right next to me. Okay, actually, that is too long for that. Ooh, hold on, we're gonna have to cut this off. That might hurt some of y'all's hearts because we are breaking off. You know what? That's going to break my heart because I really love all these leaves. I might not use this because it's too short of a candlestick, and if I have to cut off the first layer of leaves on this whole bush, that's going to hurt my heart. Unless, well, I could, hold on. I can pick them. Never mind. Scratch that. Never mind. I'm so dramatic. Yeah, so a little history lesson since we're here hanging out on the YouTubes, and I'm making this flower arrangement. I'm going to be taking this all the way around the edge here. We're going to be leaving space because we're going to also be filling in with some of this, and then some of this phoenix fern, both in the plum and in the cream. And then I gotta have a little bit of this fun, maybe, I don't know, we'll see, leaf. So this is what we're gonna do. But so Ocean City is like a big tourist town here. It's a beach, you know, it's think of it a lot like some of the Outer Banks, right? So Ocean City is a barrier island, and that's where all the little, like, you know, or not little, all the hotels and all of that stuff, because it's right on an ocean, the ocean. Gosh, I'm not using the right words tonight. But anyway, back in the day, so we get hurricanes, right? So back in the day, I guess this was in, I want to say, was this in the 30s or 40s? I have to see. But we had a hurricane called Hurricane Hazel, and it was pretty devastating to this area. And it actually made the Assawoman Bay, which is the bay side of Ocean City, it created that. It basically leveled, you know, a lot of our small coastal towns and areas. I mean, like, destroyed it. And this little area right here, this sits on the water, so it's Snow Hill, but it's a part of Snow Hill that's like, I'm like 7 or 8 minutes from town, and it sits on the water. This was Ocean City, so it had a boardwalk, and it had a Ferris wheel, and there was a couple of little like businesses and stuff here, and then right next to my house here is what was the general store, and then this house was just a little beach cottage. And when the hurricane came through, it destroyed and leveled the boardwalk, took out the Ferris wheel, took out a lot of the homes and stuff that were down here. This stayed, the general store stayed. Or actually, wait, no, hold on. Gosh, look, I'm getting ready to give you false information. That's not true. This house wasn't here and the general store wasn't here because they built it with the boardwalk boards from the boardwalk that was destroyed. The cottage part of this house. This house has been built onto many, many times through different owners since then. But the little original part of the cottage, which this is one of the rooms, it's like this room, the little laundry room, the bathroom next to us, and then the little part of our dining room. That is what this little, I guess like the cottage part of the house was. The original house. So there's a little history. And then they decided that when the Assawoman Bay was created in Ocean City, and then they had Ocean and Bayfront, they were like, why are we going to rebuild this little quaint little area? So they made Ocean City, and voila, what you have today. So, hey Michelle, what's up? So I know y'all joined for how to be a BOHO BadA, and I'm over here giving you a lesson about Snow Hill, like you all give a crap. Right. All right, let's keep going around. All right. I gotta remember, YouTube, learn. Facebook, socialize. There's probably people watching right now saying, would you shush it? Sorry. All right. I'm actually going to shorten this one a little bit more. I don't like how it's hanging down. I want it long, but not that long. Trying to pack. Ooh. There you go, Michelle. I was telling, I'll tell you too, I mean, because we all live in different parts of the world, or country. So that raffia wreath that I made, or well, swag, if it's an outdoor show, I was telling Mason, and Michelle, you're on here too, but I said that's like a great thing to do at an outdoor show when you want to do something in your booth, because you know, like, if you're making something, it'll attract people in, and you won't care about the mess. Excuse me. You won't care about the mess because you're outside. It's a cool look. You can make one in like 2 hours or whatever, right? So it can kill the time, and then you can sell it while you're there, but it'll attract people in to see what you're doing, what you're making. And all you need is zip ties, clippers, raffia, and a wreath form. So you don't need like a ton of supplies. Because I was telling him, like, I know that like making things like helps attract people to your booth and stuff like that. But I can imagine if you're outside, excuse me, I'm sorry. I've been talking a lot today between work and all the things. But, and I taught another course earlier. But see, I didn't want to stand y'all up because I'm committed to every Friday. So even though it's late, I'm here. And I'm hacking in your face. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I don't know what I was saying now. Your husband was just up near you at a town called Ocean Park. Yes! Yeah, that's in Berlin. That's like not even 15 minutes away from me. Holy moly, Terry. That is so wild. It always amazes me how close you are to people, you know? You don't even realize it. Yep, Ocean Pines is Berlin. So Berlin is just like basically a little bit bigger of a small town than what I live in. Like it's super quaint. It looks very like old, if you've visited any kind of like older New England type towns, because like they're older, so it's a lot of brick, you know, things like that. It's not quite the same architecture of like Williamsburg, but there's brick, a lot of brick pavement, a lot of that like nostalgia of some of the smaller shops and stuff like that. Like that's Berlin. It's so cute. I think they got named America's favorite small town or something like that. Like a couple of times they were all like proud of that. I was like, not sure what poll that was, but oh, Runaway Bride was filmed in Berlin. So if you've seen Runaway Bride and they called it Hale, Maryland, that was Berlin. All those little shops and stuff like that, that was downtown Berlin. They changed the names of them. So that'll give you an idea. You just looked on the map to see? Yes. It is a pretty area, Claire. It's such a pretty area. I absolutely love it here. It is like a little slice of heaven. That's very true. Very true. Just at a different phase of life, right? And I want to think about like how I'm going to care for my parents and stuff like that. And it just won't be easy to do it if we're all in different towns and different homes and all of that. And there's no way we can all ever live in this house. And there's nowhere to build because like this house is already built as much as it can on the small parcel it's on. So it's maximized. It's gone as up as it can. It's gone as big as it can. So like, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? These platforms make us realize how small the world is. Isn't that so true, Marie? So, so true. I'm on a roll tonight, Mason. There you go. I'm trying. I'm committed to this series. First of all, I love it. And I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. So, when I had a friend of mine invite me to do... So, earlier tonight, I was in what's called a paint palooza. I'm not a painter, as you can tell. But you could do, you know, you could work in, like, anything in your craft. I'll show you what I made. And it was really cool because it was on Zoom. So I had some of my friends that were on video and talking and all of that. And that's so cool. So when I found out it was on Zoom, I was like, come on in. You want to make something with me? Come on in. So it was fun. But we made this right here. So this was like a thrift upcycle wall sconce. So we made this. So we painted it, we crackled it. I don't know if you can tell, but this is crackled paint. Then I made this. This is out of clay. This is an IOD mold that's made with air dry clay. And then I waxed it, and I learned that method from a creator named Lexi Creations. So she shows how to wax your molds. And then I made a flower arrangement on it. And of course, there's gaps and cracks in there. And then just an LED candle, right? So it's just a fun project like that. Nothing crazy. So now when you go to the thrift store or the yard sales and stuff and you see some wall sconces, think about some things you can do with them. All right, I'm going to work in some of this cream. You love that? It worked out. It was just pretty cute. I love that clay stuff. I'm a hot mess with it. I'm a hot mess with it, but I love it. I love working with it. I love the stuff it makes. All right, so now we're just adding in this cream, breaking all of this up. It's gonna look so like pow, 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 pow. Right? So we're gonna work and we're gonna focus on this first, and then we'll go up with it. Same with the plum. We got it all around, then we'll go up with some too. We can't forget about the top. Okay. All right. You love these colors? Ugh, you know I love me some purple, so I figure plum was a close runner-up. I've had this basket behind me of goodies for a little while. And I was torn. I'm like, do I want to put this in like a pumpkin? And I was like, no, you know what? I want to put it on a candlestick because I really like, I want it to be more than just fall. So when I made up my mind that I wanted it on a candlestick, I was like, I'm gonna make that for my boho. I love candlestick arrangements. They're one of my faves. I like the payoff that you get, the impact. I like that you can use any kind of candlestick from any, you know, I love to thrift them. Oh my gosh. The quirkier the candlestick, the more I love it. Like the more personality and stuff it has, the more I love it. All right, let's see. I can see a hole here for cream. And then, you know, if you haven't been following along in the Hobby Lobby, a lot of their candlesticks, they are marking down and clearancing. So if you haven't been paying attention and you are interested in giving this a try, you can certainly thrift a candlestick, right? You can certainly do that. In fact, I encourage it. If that is not something that you can do or you don't find what you're looking for, then if you do go to the Hobby Lobby, check their clearance. And then another place that is my absolute favorite is Dollar General. I love Dollar General's candlesticks. So, and they're very well priced, very good. Another thing is that isn't that bad is Amazon. You can get a 3-pack of pillar candlesticks in different heights, and you can order black, white, wood, distressed, gold, all the things. And their 3-packs are like $35. So if you break them down, they're still about, you know, $9 or whatever, 10, you know, not quite $10, or they are $10 and change or whatever. Yeah, they're like $10 and change. And that's about what you're going to pay for the most part for a sizable candlestick anyway. Unless you find like a really good deal. Or a find at like a thrift find is usually good. But I'm going to tell you right now, or at least maybe it's my area, but they're getting on to that because there is stuff in their thrift stores. A lot of the stuff that we're making over is not thrift store pricing. I'm just saying. I'm passing over some stuff. I'm like, you're going to have to mark that down. It's going to have to be it's going to have to be on the red ticket day. Or the green ticket day, or whatever the ticket color is. So I'm like, $12 for a used candlestick? Like, no way. No way. All right, so now I'm going to go up with some. Ooh. So go with some cream on this side, some cream on this side, and then we'll do some plum. So as much as I'm worried about the perimeter, I'm also worried about the height, and I don't have to have it matchy-matchy. So just because these two go this way doesn't mean I have to have these two this way. I have it at a different angle, right? I think it's more pleasing to the eye. All right, let me give it just a couple more cuts of the plum. I want to go up higher, and I do see some little holes down here. I totally fibbed to my husband too. I kind of forgot how long it takes me to do projects. I didn't forget. I just always underestimate how long it takes me to do things. I think I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that in 45 minutes. No, I can't. Can't even make a decision in 45 minutes. Ugh. All right. Here I am, 3 hours later. That's basically what he says. And I'll see you at midnight. Even things the Goodwill had. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I knew. I went in there for, I was looking for some like used boots. Like I wanted to make like boot arrangements. And I was really shocked at what they were trying to charge for used shoes. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like they aren't even, like what? Who is telling you market value? What are they? They must be like a lobster fisherman or something. Like thinks their stuff can just be like, bruh, right? Gosh, they wrap this stuff up tight. Yeah, I'm not digging all the prices. I'm normally like, But then some things you'll find and it'll be a steal. I don't know. Go figure, right? Go figure. All right, so I'm just mixing in where I know that I need a little bit more of like this plum phoenix fern. Just making sure I'm not like crumbling up any of my flowers. All right. And I think I finally have it evenly distributed. I think I do. All right. Now let's take these last two up, or not last two, but the two cuts off of that one pick. Let's take these up. So I have one on this side. Let's go over here. Okay, and then let's go on this side. So I'm going to work this one over here a little bit more, or I might go in with another piece actually. Well, actually, no. Hang tight, because I actually, how many more times can I say actually? I have some beige fern. I think I can fill in that gap over there with that. Shoo! Don't let me say that word again. I don't get to say it anymore. The Dollar Tree stuff. Oh, the $1.20. I know. Stinking $1.25. You're gonna be crazy. All right. This is the beige fern I was talking about when I just couldn't get any other word but actually out. I love this stuff. So it's just the same color, or much the same color as the Phoenix fern, but just a different look. So again, like all of that is what adds the interest, right? When you have just something that's a little bit of a different look. And I love this. I use this in fall pieces. I love like the all beige fall. Ooh, love. But it works just as well in these boho pieces because it looks a lot like wheat. All right, I'm gonna go in over here. So see how it has nice movement on it, right? Let's go in over here. All right. Why I don't turn the dang lazy Susan, I don't know, friends. Okay, I love that. Okay, that's good enough. That was only 3 clips of that. We're good with this too. I'm going to put that back because remember we're going to make its twin, or well, not twin, sister. Okay, so I have some of this plum eucalyptus. So I love working in eucalyptus. So let's see, we have one bush that has 4 cuts. So I'm going to do 2 cuts on this, 2 cuts for the next one, for the sister piece. Actually, let's move this out of the way so you can see. There we go. All right. Now this I can cut down into a couple of different pieces like this. All right. So I'm going to work this in. And then I just give it a nice, you know, kind of like a little bit of a bend when you get it in, just so it's not so up and down, right? So I'll turn that to that way so you can see. On this side, I'm just going to go with 1. I think I said it a couple times, I'm not real into the whole matchy-matchy. So, on this side, we'll do that 1 that has the 2 cuts. And I like how that's kind of got interest like that. And then let's take these. I'm actually going to clip these down so they're smaller, and I'm going to pick them one by one, like this. All right, so let's put one over here, add a little bit of interest in between the flowers. And so that's what I'm looking for now, is to add in between all those flowers, I want something of interest in between each of them as we work around. Not the same thing. So I have a little bit of eucalyptus. I have some of that thistle. I have some of that rose leaf, or well, whatever you want to call that stuff, the leaf stuff that I like to use. All right, so we're gonna mix it up. All right, so this to me has a nice size hole, so let's add some of this. And we'll add some other things too, but all right. And then let's cut these 2 down. All right, let's pick these. Okay. All right, and so I'm just going to spin it. Okay, I can see a good spot right in here, right in between these 2 flowers here. All right, so let's spin it again. So I can see us there. We got 1 here, right? And then 1 here. Nothing, nothing, nothing down here, and then 1 here. So that's that hole that we're gonna fill. Did you see how that? So I'll spin it again. You can see. So that's where we'll put this last one. It's right here. And I'm going in between these 2 blooms here. All right. So that adds some interest there. I like that. All right. So now, let's see. Let's go in with the biggest thing first. We'll use that eucalyptus as a nice filler. So this leaf, I don't know. I might not use this. Let me kind of look. I'm gonna pass. No, I don't like it. It's gonna take away from the plum, and that's not what I wanted. All right. Not on this one. Okay. Let's go in with some thistle, and then I have some of this more grassy, right? Just a couple of sprigs of this, the thistle, then we'll cover any holes with the eucalyptus, and we should be pretty good. All right, some of this thistle I want tall, like it would be really pretty to have a piece right up here, right? Coming out between there. So, oh, that's actually not very deep. I'm gonna pick this. Actually, am I gonna pick it? I'm gonna pick it. I don't want to have to, you know, it's real dried thistle, so I don't want to have to put a lot of pressure on it. So we're going right here in this perfect little spot. So it lives between, see how it just kind of like pops? All right, so another spot that I see is right here, right? Because it's got a light bloom, it's got this, it's going to be right up against that pampas, it's going to, or phoenix fern, it's going to pop. So, actually, the reason I'm looking for the other one is because I had a short, oh, okay, these were long too. Okay. Wanted to make sure. Looks like if I had a short one over there, or two short ones. All right, so, let me see how I was putting this. Oh, right there. Shoo. I was like, where did I say? Let's see if I can get that to go in without a pick. Ooh. I hit my hand there. That was hot. There we go. So there's that spot there. Then we have one more. I kind of like this spot right in here. So we'll do the same thing. This time I'm going to pick it because that hurt. It hurt. I felt like a, oh, son of biscuits. Sorry. Hold on. I'm out of picks. Pick change. All right. Stole my biscuit. Wait. Really? You don't want to go in there just perfectly, right? No, of course not. Ugh. Sometimes you get one that just doesn't want to fit in there perfectly. I like to put them in there and then take my whatchadoodles box cutter and then slice it open so that you don't have to do this. But clearly it didn't want to cooperate with me. So give me 1 second to feed these all in here. Sorry. Actually, there. We'll go with that, and then I can finish those up after we get off of this. This will at least let me finish my project. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so I said it was right in there. So we're going to go right here, just like that. There we go. So I love that. So you can see that thistle. I don't know if you can see that in there. Right? So now we've got a couple little holes. If I spin this around, like you can see a hole in here. If I spin this around, you can see some holes in here. So that's, we're going to go in and we're going to fill that in with some of this greenery. And we're going to fill that in with, let's throw this away, some of this, let's put this away. This more like, what would you want to call it? It's not like a frosted eucalyptus, but it's definitely more like, I don't know. It's not a bright color eucalyptus. It's almost more like sagey. So it is not a pusher, so you do have to cut it. And let's go in. Fix this up. So a lot of times when I get to this part, I get eye level with the piece. I'm looking for, and you can see how that green is making all of these other colors pop. And I always say that. I love adding green to any of your pieces. It's just like nature's perfect color. It really is. It makes everything else just say, yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. See? This is like, I don't know, is it dusted? It's kind of dusted. So, she's stuffed, Ginger. She sure is. You know it. You know me. All right, going down here. And I'm looking for all the areas that aren't camouflaged, right? That you can see a hole. And then once I do that, then I make sure that it doesn't look off in any of the green. So now that I've done that, then I can tell that I need to add some green over here. And I'm going to do this one without a pick. It's got a nice enough stem on it. All right. All right, so now let me see. Let's go in with another piece right here. Now I'm just looking at color distribution. I've got my holes mostly covered. Whoops, let's go with this one. But I want to make sure that when you look at this, you can see eucalyptus pretty evenly distributed. So I can see that this whole section here has no eucalyptus. So we're going to fix that right now. We're going to add a piece here in between those flowers. We're going to add a piece there. Excuse me. All right. Oh, but I left the price tag on that. That's awesome. All right. So we're almost in the home front here. No ribbon. All right, so we need a piece right here. Oh, sorry, my throat is now like all... And I love that, right? So I just have a few clippings of this. I'm just going to add it for interest because I love that green, right? So let's add some high. Why can't I feel the foam? There we go. I was like, gosh, gracious. All right, so it's just kind of sticking out a little bit, a little bit of interest, right? Nothing crazy. All right, there. I'm going with one more over here. Row. Hold on, let me pick this one. I feel like my hand, did I get cut? I feel like I cut it on a pick. All right. Guess I didn't. I'm just picking that and going right back in the same spot so that I don't have to fuss and fight with it. There we go. I love that. All right, let's see. I'm kind of okay with that. I like it. It's just like 3 sprigs, right? So let's put all of this over here. That'll be in the sister main. All right. This is what we've made on our How to Be a BOHO BadA Free Friday feature. Thanks for joining me for my, is this my 4th one? This is the 4th one. Yeah. All right, so I'll bring it up closer to you so that you can see, get the glue strings out, no ribbon. Did it on a candlestick. And there you go, plum cream and a little bit of like some sagey green. And there you go. How fun is that, right? You can hardly even see the palm in there now. But she's sticking out a little bit. So I love it. She's a little more of like a hidden piece where last week the palm was very much the center of attention. So I like how this is a little bit different, right? It's a little more of about a subtleness. So there you go. I hope you enjoy it. All right, I'm going to make sure you have any questions. Thank you, Gab. I'm going to remember you next week. So thank you, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Ginger. You're never really crazy about thistle until you start to see you use it, and now you have booked it. Oh, I love that. I love that, Terry. Hey, Valinda. Thank you. Friends, thanks for being here on this Friday night. I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you are coming along on this series with me and supporting me. I hope that you enjoy it. You subscribe to my page, and I'll see you next Friday in some way, shape, or form. I'm actually going to be in Savannah, so this is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to plan out my week, and I'll upload a video because I'm going to be in Savannah unless I do a boho piece from my hotel room. Ha! So let's see what it's going to be, hotel or video. All right. Thanks for being here with me. You enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. Thanks, friends.